Hey peeps, welcome back. We are talking The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 14, which was the season finale. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, peeps, thank you for being so patient and waiting for me to release some videos. I was spending a little time with my family on my dad's side, and it was so good to see them. I actually didn't know if I was going to release a video for the season finale, I guess you can call it, for The Real Housewives of Jersey, because we had already seen the episode, the week prior, and it was just going to be the girls sitting there watching the show as a replacement for the reunion. So after I watched the reunion, I was thinking to myself, I said, Andy Cohen said that after we watched this final, we would understand why there wasn't a reunion. He said that we would see and things would be more clear. But now that the season is over and we've seen them, I think that we still could have used a little bit of a reunion, even if it was just one part. However, when the season ended, it did feel like an ending. Personally, at the end of it, I thought they could wrap Jersey up and just not even do The Real Housewives of Jersey anymore. It seemed final. Andy originally said there were going to be a full reboot of New Jersey. Then later he came back and said maybe a couple of girls and then the rest of the ladies would be new. Then he said that they're on hiatus. So I have no idea what's going to happen. Are we going to get a full reboot? Are they going to come back with just some of the girls? Personally, I think, in my opinion, that Danielle and Jennifer should not be asked back. I think that both of them went a little too far this season, and that's just my opinion. So at the top of the show, we see all the ladies come into rails, and personally, everyone knows I have zero fashion sense. Zero. I thought that Danielle's outfit was horrible. I did not love it. The woman is always bedazzled. There was nothing bougie about that outfit. I thought it was the worst out of all of them. Jackie comes in. She's kind of humble. She says, hi, everybody. She's not there to fight with anybody. She just wants to concentrate on her friendship with Jen, Teresa, Jen Fessler, and Dolores. I said, yeah, Jackie. I mean, what other way could you come into this situation when we find out that you were the original person talking to Louis' ex and inviting her over for dinner? However, I still don't think that Jackie is the one that put out that warrior video. I believe that it was Marge. And Danielle says something about Jen Fessler should apologize to Rachel. And I said, no, I don't think that Jen Fessler should apologize to Rachel at all. Rachel acts like a toddler. Her behavior was despicable. Jen Fessler did nothing wrong to Rachel all season. She kept trying to be a supportive friend. She kept trying to stick up for John Fuda, and Rachel was acting ridiculous. I don't think that she deserved an apology at all. The way that Danielle approached Jen when she walked in, I thought, dial it back. Nobody owes you an apology. None. Danielle was not owed an apology from Jen Fessler either. She said what she said. I guess there's a situation with Jen Fessler and Teresa. They're not talking anymore. She felt that Jen Fessler really saw through Marge and the rest of the girls. She was saying that she wasn't going to be their soldier. But now Teresa feels like Jen has fallen back under Marge's spell. Danielle and Teresa are no longer speaking. She says that she hasn't talked to Teresa since December or January. Teresa says that she really didn't know why Danielle wasn't talking to her. However, she says that she found out when they started promoting the show this season, Danielle was obviously alluding to her and Teresa having issues, and that's how she found out that her and Danielle are no longer friends. Danielle and her comments regarding Jen, I don't know. In that first incident, Jen did push Danielle, so I wasn't really upset or angry at Danielle for smashing her solo cup on the side of Jen's head or whatever. I said, Jen pushed her. So, it is what it is. If you put your hands on somebody, you're taking a chance that they're going to turn around and whoop your ass. You can't just put your hands on someone. Jen could have backed up. She could have told Danielle, get up out my face. You know what I mean? But she actually shoved that woman, and Jen, trying to act as if it was just a little tap, was ridiculous. However, I did appreciate that Jen Fessler told Danielle, she said, listen, you put your hands on somebody. And I understand that you were upset, but you do not have to take it to violence. You don't have to do that. You don't have to put your hands on anyone. And I agree with that. I thought that Danielle was absolutely ridiculous with the whole thing where she said something about she's not sorry about her incidents with Jen. She wished she would have killed her. I think that it's time for Danielle to say goodbye. Bravo has always said that they don't condone violence, but they don't seem to have a problem with Danielle's behavior or Jen. But they definitely had trouble with Monique's behavior and her and Candace's incident. So much so that when they had their reunion, they booked Monique in a totally different hotel from the rest of the women. I thought that was really horrible. Melissa saying that Teresa was Aunt of the Year. I said, Melissa, seriously, you just called her white trash. So because she called you a whore, she's Aunt of the Year. What does that make you? You are definitely not Aunt of the Year either. You cause as much trouble as she does. Talking about, oh, my children are going to hear you calling me whore. And her children, her 4 daughters, heard you call her white trash. I did feel terrible about Marge losing her beautiful dog, Bella. That little dog is adorable, and I am so sorry for Marge's loss. Now, the whole thing with Louis and his comments, I already said in my last video, I was disgusted by Louis saying that. I really was. But Teresa trying to double down.
Her family suffer. I hope her son suffers.
Hold on. Can we pause it? I hope her son suffers.
I am horrified.
You shouldn't be. You have to be a special human to say like that.
Louis gonna get a lot of for that, Teresa.
For what?
What he said about the son. I hope her son suffers.
I don't care. Listen, my kid suffered. It's okay. My stepson suffered. My daughter suffered.
It's not no kids getting hurt is okay.
My kid
But
suffered.
he shouldn't have, in the heat of the moment.
If I could stand here and back him up all the time, as I do, I cannot not say that was wrong.
No.
That's wrong.
Dude, Doris, please don't stick up for her in front of me because you don't know
I'm not
everything.
sticking up for her.
I don't give a
I'm telling you, if I could stand behind Louis and every thing that's said about him a million times over, even when it comes to my own son.
Just drop
Here
it.
is it.
It's
I'm dropping it, but I have to
he was upset. I know he did not mean to say that. I'll make sure he says, sorry.
I appreciate Dolores calling her out, but F you, Teresa. That's a bunch of bullshit because good and damn well you lost your shit when Jackie used Gia in an analogy. If Marge and Joe would have said they hope that your children suffer, you would have done everything you could to get physical with Marge. You would have lost it. I thought that was absolutely disgusting, and I was disgusted that Teresa was trying to stick up for him. Talking about, well, he was just upset. I don't give a damn. Marge's son is not on the show. He's not a part of the show. He's never even been on the show that I can think of. He has absolutely nothing to do with this. You need to stop it. Now, when they showed Dolores calling Marge to see you next Tuesday, I said, oh gosh. The rest of the girls were completely shocked. Teresa said, I have never even seen you act like this before. The woman was absolutely crazy as hell when she went off on Marge, but it was entertaining. I felt that I was entertained. However, I don't agree with calling somebody to see you next Tuesday, but she was mad as hell. Marge says that she does believe she told Dolores this meetup. I don't know if she told Dolores about this meetup or not, but I was pretty sure Dolores would not want to go. And I think Dolores definitely didn't want Teresa or any of the girls on her side thinking that she would have went to an event like this. Dolores does go over there to, give Marge a hug because she knows that Marge would be devastated at the footage, of Bella. And she tells Marge that she is sorry, but she thinks that they just saw things 2 different ways. She does not recall Marge ever inviting her over there. So when they show the scene of Teresa at her house talking to the girls and Gia being there, Melissa is acting like it's so weird that Gia would be there. Gia's an adult and she lives there. She has confessionals. she's going to be there. And I absolutely believe I heard somewhere that they pay her $50,000 a season. So, she's going to be there, and she has every right to be there. And of course, the girls on Marge's side thought that it was absolutely amazing, her sending that funeral wreath. I still don't think it's legendary. I still think it was a disgusting thing. And I also think you spent all that money to do what? I didn't love it. Teresa says something that was really just ridiculous. So she hears Melissa say that Louis' cousin or some relative went up to her out on the shore and told her to beware of Louis. Teresa says, oh, wait till I tell his son about this. I'm going to tell his son that his cousin was saying that. And I thought, why would you do that? Why would you go to Louis' son and tell him something negative that was said about his father by his cousin? Now you're going to cause a rift between the two of them. Leave him and, leave those children alone. They're probably in their 20s, but to me, they're still children. Leave them alone. Don't bring this mess to those kids. Damn it, Teresa. Sometimes you have to grow the hell up. Honey, so listen, they're right at 1:30 asking about alcohol, and the producers tell them they cannot have any alcohol. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the license at Rails. They're probably not allowed to serve alcohol that early in the afternoon. Marge was talking shit about Jackie's outfit. I didn't love it. I don't always love Jackie's outfits. The outfit she wore to Rails when they had that meetup, it looked a little weird. But, Marge, she really should just get the hell off Jackie's back. Jackie may not spend a lot of money on her clothes, but she doesn't have to. We don't see Jackie being sued all the time for unpaid bills and other things, So it seems to me that Jackie is fiscally responsible. I'm just saying. Her outfits may not be the cutest, but she's fiscally responsible. Now, when they played back the situation with Danielle and Jen, when Danielle threw the picture at her and it was edited out at Rails, and they played back that part where Jen was saying that everybody wants her house and everybody wants, all the girls were like, oh, please. Everybody had a total attitude about that. I don't really blame them. I think that was terrible. I think it was cocky. It was over the top. Everybody doesn't want your life. Everybody doesn't want your house. Like, everyone is not materialistic, and we don't all need that. However, I appreciate Jen Fessler saying, I don't think what she said was that serious that you had to, jump up and throw that picture. And some of the other girls agreed with that as well. And they were saying, she said that your husband had the man boobs. Did it really require coming to violence? And, Danielle feels like it did. It does. She deserved to do this. But as I said in my last video, you brought up her husband, her life, that her husband doesn't want to be with her. She's got lonely nights. She's in the big empty house. When you brought up her house, her life, her husband, you opened the door for her to say some shit about your husband. And if calling your husband man boobs is that bad that it would set you off on a violent streak, I don't want you to be in my friend group, because Lord knows I'm liable to say anything. I'm always fly at the mouth. Listen, I think Danielle should have to go, and Jen too. Melissa did smile a little bit when they went through the white trash segment. I think she actually thought that was cute, what she said. And then when they played the part where Teresa called her a whore, she was like, I love being a whore. Girl, you really need to stop it. Jen doubled down as well. She doesn't see anything wrong with her behavior. She doesn't think that she did anything wrong. And the thing is you did. When you pushed her at that first event, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to call her out then. It seemed to me that Jen was using Danielle for storyline this season. And I don't think it worked out for either one of them. I believe at some part of the season, both of them were suspended. This behavior is not a good look for either one of them. And I did notice that Jen was questioning Dolores from supporting Danielle when Danielle got escorted away from the table and she was crying. And I thought Dolores should be able to support Danielle. Her and Danielle aren't fighting, and this was her event. So of course she wants to go check on the girl that's crying. You're the one sitting at the table doing a cheer. She's aggressive. She's aggressive. You seem to be okay. So allow her to go check on this woman. The thing about it is, all these girls, they get upset. Teresa likes to flip a table. She likes to, pour drinks on people. I think Marge has pulled a drink on a couple people. She pushed, what's name in the pool, though. That was kind of crazy. But Jen and Danielle are the only ones who get physical with people. And that's the only reason why I'm saying they need to go. They did show some confessional footage where Jackie was saying that Marge is a liar and that they did have a takedown against Louis event at Marge's house. And Marge says that wasn't a takedown Louis event. And Rachel said, well, you did have us over to your house and we did talk about Louis. So it was a takedown event. Then I didn't even realize it because I must have didn't hear it. I didn't mention it in my last video because I did not hear it. But Teresa made some kind of comment about Marge marrying a plumber. And I thought, what? When I saw it on the final episode, I said, how the hell did I miss that? It was clear as day. But I thought that's really disgusting. What's wrong with marrying a plumber? What's wrong with marrying a blue-collar worker? Somebody has to fix our plumbing. Could you imagine if we didn't have plumbers? I thought that was disgusting. I said, what the hell does that mean? If somebody said, Teresa, you married a con artist, would that be wrong? I mean, what the hell? I thought that was disgusting. Girl, go to hell on. When they went over the whole thing about Jackie and her being exposed as meeting Louis' ex, she doubles down and says that Marge was talking to that lady as well. And she absolutely did not publish that video. And I believe that part. I mean, if she's going to fess up, I mean, she was kind of forced to fess up. But if she's going to fess up about this part, why wouldn't she also say, hell yeah, I did that part too? I think it was Marge. And they're all talking about the bloggers. Oh, Teresa and Jennifer talking to the bloggers. I absolutely believe that Teresa and Jennifer definitely talk to the bloggers. Absolutely. But I also think that Marge and Melissa also talk to the blogs. And I'm pretty sure Danielle and Rachel are doing it now too. Marge was sitting back acting as if she was completely vindicated. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Danielle makes some kind of comment that she regrets even having Jen in her home or around her children. Danielle, come on now. Really? You have done some stuff that's just as bad as Jennifer. Cut it. Jen thinks that she deserves an apology. Man, you could chalk that shit up. No, ma'am. You are not deserving of an apology. You gave as good as you got. No, ma'am. Rachel did make some comment that says that she wished that she would have exposed Louis a little more. And I said, really, Rachel? You're the same one who keeps telling Teresa and everybody else to keep your husband's name out their mouth. But you wish that you had exposed Louis a little more. That is exactly what Rachel and her husband planned all season. This is going to be our storyline this season. We're going to give Louis and Teresa hell. We're going to talk about Louis and Teresa every episode. No, thank you. We already have Melissa for that. Them sitting over there at that table talking about they have higher moral standards. I laughed so damn hard. I said, please. They're the only people at either one of those tables that have any kind of moral standards would be Jen Fessler and Dolores. The rest of them, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Teresa saying that her and Marge will never build a bridge unless Marge gets down on her hands and knees and apologizes to her. Girl, when pigs fly. Get the hell out of here. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was really happy that it was over. I was happy the season was over. Congratulations to Rachel and John Fuda on the announcement of their new baby. Rachel and John, they make some beautiful children, and I am really happy for them. But do I need to see them on the next season of Real Housewives of New Jersey? Absolutely not. I would not be devastated or hurt if they just fired every last one of them and brought back a whole new crew of women. I would not be upset. Anyway, that is it for New Jersey. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.